Hey everybody, welcome back to Dave and Will's Guitar. I've got something a little different. I've got a unboxing video, and I'm not really super excited about unboxing a guitar and saying like, wow, look, it's so pretty. That's not really the goal here. It's more to kind of showcase how a guitar is packed, what it looks like when it's shipped, and that helps you give you a better frame of reference for vendors that you buy from. So whether it's Sweetwater, big, huge name brand, household guitarist brand name vendor, or a smaller one, I like to showcase those, especially stuff from Reverb. It's always nice to see how things are packaged, right? And what they look like. So today I've got an Ibanez. This is an Ibanez Azs2209. Yeah, 2209 ATQ. So sorry about that. Yeah, it's an Ibanez Azs2209 ATQ, and this is their Telecaster Prestige series, so it's one of their nicer guitars. I had a lot of good experience with their Stratocaster, like HSS Strat, like premium prestige brand guitar, and so I wanted to see what their equivalent Telecaster looked like. It's not cheap, it's a relatively expensive guitar, but I'm gonna sell other guitars, because here's what I like to do. I like to have like one of each kind of guitar. I only have two hands and I own 10 guitars, which is already kind of dumb, but it's fun. And my goal here is if I like this Telecaster better than the other one leaves and this one stays. And I'm really happy with the other Telecaster. I have an Telecaster that I'm very, very contented with. It's the best one I've got to play and subsequently own. So after modding that, which is always fun, I wanted to try something a little different. So let's look at this guitar. So the only thing I've done is cut the tape on the outside. I have not opened this. This came from Pro Audio Star. So this is a reverb seller. If you go to their website, you usually get a little bit cheaper price on most products because you're not paying that reverb, but they bump up their reverb cost. So if you're seeing this guitar, equivalent guitar on Reverb was $50 more. They had it on their Reverb store, but buying it from them directly, I saved 50 bucks. And I've bought a few guitars from them and they've all been pretty good. Now this guitar retails for $22.99, so $2,299. I got it on sale. I did not pay that. It was $300 off. They have like their quote. They always put that disclaimer like, it's used. And I tell you, every time I buy a guitar from them, it's not used. I don't know how they're getting away with it, but they're like brand new. And this is in its original packaging. What I try to do is, I've seen it once before and I did not see it on this one. They will sometimes have their original shipping label and it looks like they covered over a shipping label here. So sometimes you'll see like, this guitar is literally shipped from Japan to Pro Audio Star or one of their distributors or whatever, and then it comes to me. And if I see those labels, that tells me it's new, right? If it was shipped there and it's a own original box with the same shipping label from Japan, obviously that's a new guitar, because it's not gonna go to some person and have the shipping label from where it went like all over the United States and then back to Pro Audio Star if they bought it, quote, used. So yeah, unless I guess someone sold it locally, but not likely. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I knew it came in a hard shell case, and it looks like that's what we have here. So it says Ibanez. I don't know if you can make that out, but it says Ibanez right there. And yeah, let's take a look. Oh. The case is very heavy duty, and I do like their cases. So we are checking this out together. So it has the lock here, which is kind of cool. You can lock these particular cases, which is neat. And yeah, let's open it. Let's open it together. Oh, let's see. I guess we open it this way. Yeah, and this guitar is like clearly brand new. It's got the hang tags from Ibanez. It has their inspection card. Like, no one's played this guitar. Like, no one's leaving the hang tags on the guitar itself. This is just very easily a brand new guitar. So straight from what I would probably guess is Ibanez Japan, and it's got all it has the guitar maintenance book. That is a very, wow, this is, oh, it's got a bunch of different languages. I was like, that is robust. Wow, it tells me, yeah. In general, the distance for string height should be 1.5 to 1.7 millimeters off the first string and 2 millimeters to 2.2 millimeters off the sixth string. So yeah, that's standard height. And yeah, so cool. We'll see if they actually live up to, you know, their specs that they promise here. So got their little box here. This is, got my keys. The hang tags are there. Let's see, and their little toolkit, their multi-tool kit, which is nice. You know, I appreciate the multi-tool kit. Actually, wanted one of these. I did not have one because the other guitar I did buy was used, the other Ibanez Prestige. It was not like, quote, new in box. So I'm interested to see how these multi-tools perform because they're very handy, I would imagine. And I like handy things. So we're just gonna throw that box. Yeah, this is brand new. The box had never been opened. The tape's still on the multi-tool. Nah, some kid would have opened that. So yeah, okay, cool. Got the, it doesn't have that type of what's it called? Of truss rod, I don't think. It doesn't have the hex truss rod thingy. No, it's got the other ones here. Let me see if I can, yeah, these are the truss rods here. The Allen keys that are there. So it's one of these two. I'm guessing it's probably this bigger one. Interesting. Is that actually going to fit? That's a thing to find out. Yeah, this feels pretty solid. I mean, the nice thing is they're all here, you know, having a tool. This tool feels like it's kind of bent. I wouldn't say it, well, I don't know if that's just how it behaves under tension. Like, obviously I don't have to pull all these up at the same time. All these little, like, doohickeys. What is this? Oh, okay. They've got a little, like, clip you can hang stuff on it right there. Okay, neat. I'm like freaking out over this multi-tool, and it's like not even that exciting. Oh, and it's labeled. It tells me what size the Allen keys are there. Does it tell me on here? Yeah, it does too. That's cool. I'm guessing because it's metric, it's probably a 4mm. I'm gonna guess it's this longer Allen key. Usually for truss rods, 4mm is your standard on most electric guitars. So I'm gonna guess it's probably that one, but we'll put this back for now. The guitar is pretty. There's not a spot on it. Cool. Well, let's take it out and see what it looks like. Okay, then we will shut this. Okay. Try not to bump the mic while I do this. All right. So there it is. Let's look at this. It is an Ibanez. It doesn't even have the model number on it. Azs2209 ATQ. So antique metallic. Man, it is just pretty. It's got the original plastic on the pick guard. Man, what a nice looking guitar. It is very, very cool. All right, well, let's see if it's in tune. Pretty close. Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna give it the old measure. Okay, I had to grab a pick and everything else, and let's see. Get the little tuner on the headstock going. Man, that is in tune. It's a little sharp. It's a little sharp. It's like so close, that's crazy. Yeah, D's pretty sharp. Tuners feel good. Feel like, you know, typical good quality go-to tuners. Common mid-band part usually feels pretty good. Look at that, that E string is pretty out of tune. All right, yeah, we're there. Yeah. Anyway, So a little bit of sizzle. I need to check the reaction, or I'm sorry, the relief. I'm sitting here just playing and plucking away, but I can hear what feels like a little bit of buzz. I'm feeling the frets, and I feel absolutely no fret sprout. So I'll do a further test of this and check it out. Switch feels good. Alter switch feels good. Knobs feel good. Do I see anything? I love this heel joint. This neck feels good. It's the nice thing about these Ibanez, like the Prestige series guitars, like the ones that are more traditionally made, so like the Telecaster and the AZ2209 and the AZS22, or is it AZ? It's the AZ2204, I think maybe, and the AZ2209, AZS2209, the Telecaster and the Strat variants. They have like thin necks, but they're not like super thin. They're not like so thin that they feel like, you know, not very good. So 12-inch radius fretboard, so relatively flat for a Telecaster. You know, usually these are 9.5, 10-inch radius, but feels good. And it feels like, you know, it's thin, but it has, I don't know, has a good feel to it. So I am pretty happy. I'm gonna have to plug it in and play it, and then we'll see what it looks like. I will be back and we'll check what that looks like here in a little bit. Okay, everybody. Yeah, so we're back. We're gonna check this guitar out. We're gonna check the action, everything. So just gonna grab some tools and whatnot. I was thinking ahead. It's right there. Okay, so I'm gonna measure. And what do we have here? So I'm gonna put it in playing position. Right at, yeah, 4/64 7-inch, down to 3 on that side. So that is a little low. I might raise that up. 3/64 7-inch is very, 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 very shallow. But they are appropriately like staggered. Like that action is fantastic if it plays that well. Now I did notice it was a little bit buzzy. Little Buzz Lightyear. Little bee buzz there going. All right, so a 12-inch radius guitar, our 12-inch radius fretboard should allow us to have a relief probably around 6 to 12 thousandths. So I don't really like 12 thousandths so much. That's a lot. I usually like to hang out around 6 to 8. That's about where I'm looking for. So we will measure that. And this is dead level. That is like perfectly flat. That is 100% flat neck. So it could have a little bit of, it could use a little relief. So I'm gonna play it with a pick and see what I hear. So I'm checking all these frets and I'm really trying to give it some grief here and figure out where that fret buzz is. Yeah, it's hard to really tell. That's crazy. This action is really good and the neck is like super flat. Like one of the best guitars I've ever had pulled out of a box. Outside of a Sir, this is probably the second best one I've ever pulled out of the box, and it's just like ready to go. Like it was almost in tune. The neck relief is perfectly flat. The fret ends feel fantastic. I feel no sharp fret ends whatsoever. These look like they've had an incredible attention to detail. A mirror shine stainless steel fret. Yeah, I mean, these are just excellent. I don't feel anything here. I don't know if there's any flaws on this guitar at all. And granted, it's an expensive guitar. It shouldn't have any, but we've played Fenders on this channel. We've played high-end Breedloves. We've played all kinds of guitars that have all kinds of problems. And this guitar doesn't have any so far. Let's do another thing. So I'm surprised that this neck is that flat. I could introduce a touch of relief and bring down the strings again, and I probably would relieve. I'm hearing a little buzz on the D string, just a hair, like just a touch. It's very, very light. I might not care enough because when when it's plugged in, I'm probably not going to hear it. But last thing to check, let's check the nut height. So I've got my nut relief gauge here. So if this works out, that'll be surprising. So we are gonna check that, zero it out. Yeah, that's 20 thousandths. Fret 1, it's 20 thousandths, 0.5. So that is 1/200th of a thousandth of an inch. Or how do I say that? 1/2000th of an inch too tall. That is a perfect, perfect job. I mean, that's the standard. It's what people like. I like it. That is awesome. So first string good. Okay, second string is a little low, but I'm not noticing any buzz. Let me verify that again. So the A string, yeah, it's a little low. Now, I have a feeling because this guitar is made so well, it's not going to matter. Usually you have a height on a nut at a certain level, in case that you know it's not going to buzz. You know that the nut will not be a problem. If it's 20 thousandths, 20 thousandths, 18, 18, 16, 16, across from the low E to the high E, you know that those are all good numbers. So that A string was 16.5 thousandths of an inch. It's about 2.5, 3 thousandths too low. But if it doesn't buzz on open strings, then it doesn't matter. So and we have 18 on the D string, which is perfect. 18, it's like 17.5, 18. You know, it's finicky at that level, so it's hard to really get a perfect measurement. Okay, so the G string, verifying that's correct, it's a touch high. We got about 2 thousandths of an inch too high. That is not, like, if I play it, I'm not going to notice it, but it could come down a hair. I probably will not touch it because it is so close to being, it's within 4 thousandths of an inch. If it's not a problem, I'm not going to make it a problem. So it's close enough where I wouldn't notice anyway, so I'll probably leave it alone, because if you do screw up a nut, it is a pain in the butt to replace. So I err on the side of caution. Now, if it was way out of spec, then that'd be something different. Okay, and on the B string, okay, B string's a little high. B string is, yeah, we're at like 26 thousandths. So B string will need to be filed. Man, Ibanez, you almost had me. You had me going, you silly little goose, you. You thought you could bring a little perfect guitar in here, and your quality control was so good. And I saw you had one of the little hang tags said there was a guy who checked it. Now, I'm sure he checked the nut. And to be honest, that spec is not so out of whack. It is about 8 thousandths too high. I will probably file it like, I'll pull it down 4. I'll try to pull it down farther, but as soon as I get within 4-ish, 3 to 4 thousandths of an inch in the correct area, I'm gonna leave it alone. But, oh, I don't wanna do that right now. I will do that tomorrow. So, and then again with the high E, it's the same. So actually the high E is better. So the high E is about 5 thousandths of an inch. So because I'm going to do the B string, I'll just do the high E string too. So the high E string, or I'm sorry, the B string needs to come down about 2 to 3, about 4 thousandths-ish right there. And the high E string needs to come down about 2 to 3. So not too bad. You probably wouldn't feel it while you're playing. It's not perfect, but it's close. Yeah. Let's see if we notice any other flaws. The nut, yeah, there's no sharp edges poking, like the nut is perfectly flush with the neck. I don't feel anything there. I don't know if I see anything else that looks suspect. I mean, this guitar just looks and feels really good. Well, that's about where we stand with it. So yeah, how do the frets feel? Yeah, that's like a super gloss finish. Like, there's no grittiness. These are perfectly shined frets. I mean, for $2,000, they should be. I am a little disappointed in the nut. The nut is where everyone fails. I swear it's always the nut. It doesn't matter what guitar brand it is. It's like, I hate to say it, PRS. Now, and I know people are gonna kill me for this. They're like, PRS, they have all these nut quality problems. I don't know. I don't think so, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had some PRS nuts on the SEs. They have been closer to the correct spec than any other guitar. And their S2 McCarty that I had was perfect. So as far as nut slots go, I've had better luck on those. So the last test I like to do, just to kind of prove a point, this is like the feel test. This isn't like I'm measuring, right? Measuring in thousandths of an inch. You can't, it's hard to understand what it's like to say, this is 4/1000ths of an inch too tall. Man, that's like pinky up, like cork sniffing stuff. This is how you feel it. So if the nut is too tall, or if the nut is not tall enough, I should be able to fret the 3rd fret and slip a piece of paper underneath, just one piece. So, yep, that makes it under there. Now for the A string, yep, we're good there, we're good there, we're good there, we're good there, and we're good there. So I have plenty, I know that whatever the nut is, none of them are too low. That's just a demonstration to see if they're too low. If the piece of paper doesn't fit underneath when you're fretting the 3rd fret, you know it is definitely too low. And again, these feel so good. The B string does feel a little high. I've done a lot of nut work, so it feels a little high. The rest of the strings feel really good. I might bring those down. That's the next step. So maybe we'll come back after the review, we'll check those out. But other than that, man, I mean, it is a very, very, very nice guitar. You know what? I lied. There's more. There's more there. I forgot to check the fret level. So this is another thing. So I did check for buzzing, and I didn't see any immediately. But let's check to see if these frets are level. I'm going to get a proper fret rocker. Okay. Proper fret rocker. Let's go. So that is perfectly level. Yep, perfectly level. Perfectly level. Oh. Ooh, oh. Just a hair. Well, yeah, there's like almost something there. Yeah, it's almost like with certain guitars, and it could be because I'm bowing this neck, like I'm putting pressure on it because of where I have this neck call. That might be part of the issue. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but depending on like where it's putting pressure, it could change the curvature of the neck. Yeah, I mean, down here we have nothing. So it might be that because it is so minimal, it's almost imperceptible. Like when you check the fret rocker, right, or the frets that you're rocking, you have to make sure that like of all the frets, like they're parallel to it. If I have this tilted like this or like this, like if I have this sitting here and it's tilted like that, it's gonna rock because then I'm not on an even like radius surface, right? So obviously the frets go up and then down, uphill, downhill, and if I rock on an angle, it's not going to rock properly. So I'm just going to check a few more. Yeah, I mean, man. So yeah, I mean, this is great. There's no fretwork that needs to be done. Those frets are level. I would consider that level. It's not going to cause a problem playing. And given all the other setup out of the box, like that's fine. Yeah, so all said and done, now that I'm actually at the end, the nut was the only thing that might need a hair or a touch of work. So I will probably do that some other time. I'm gonna play the guitar first and give it a little whirl before I start carving the neck up. I want to give it a little test to make sure all the electronics work before I start filing things down and changing what things look like, because if the electronics were broken, for example, I need to be able to return it. So that is where we're at, and yeah, we will give that a whirl, and I will be back maybe with another video, or this could be the end of the video, might be more to it, we'll see.